a cooking show that's also a game of chance.
I'm your host, Kimbo's Dice. Damn it.
I don't really understand that one.
Well, because Kimbo Slice is a famous person.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Who is he?
What's another thing with dice?
I don't know if we should be focusing too much on dice.
On the jokes?
There's funnier things that aren't related to dice.
Alright. Hi, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Kimbo Dice, which would also work if the show was called Sliced.
I did not approve that joke.
I'm your host, Emma Watson.
And I'm the ginger one.
And today, we're making soup.
Soup. We're going to be making a vegan version of the Zuppa Toscana soup at Olive Garden, which, have you had that soup?
Yeah.
It's the one
I've had all the soups at Olive Garden.
Yeah. We all have. It's the one that has sausage and kale and potatoes and things like that in it, and it's my favourite Olive Garden soup, but it's not vegan. We're going to be making a vegan version, and all you will need to make this recipe is this stuff. So all you're going to need to make this recipe is some ground beef, some vegan ground beef. I usually like to use the Beyond Meat, the spicy beefy crumble one, because I think this tastes really good with a bit of spice, but all they had at my local store was this Boca veggie ground crumbles, so we're using that. You're going to need potatoes. I use quite a lot of potatoes. This is a vegan recipe, so you need to get your calories from somewhere, so I like this to be quite potato heavy. I make it a little bit thicker than the Olive Garden one. You're going to need some kale, and you're going to need some vegetable broth or stock cubes. Be careful, because when I was looking in the store for stock cubes, I noticed that all of them had MSG in them. And you're also going to need nutritional yeast and black pepper and any other spices you feel like throwing in, to be honest. This is a really simple recipe. Everything in this recipe is pre-cooked, basically. Like, I boil the potatoes first, and I even put the beefy crumble in the frying pan for a little bit. So by the time it goes in the crock pot, it is basically done. It's just about like mixing all the flavors together, so it doesn't take very long. Okay, first thing we need to do is you need to cut the potatoes.
Alright.
And I'll be lounging.
I think I've kind of become the cutter guy.
Yeah, you need the practice. See, you have your thumb so close to the knife, like you take risks. You take risks. 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 Wow.
And
this really shows our class differences.
See how it was just sanded right into my finger? There's a hole there.
Okay, keep cutting, keep cutting.
Alright, is there a trick to...
So, like, how I would do it is that I don't even fuck around with touching the potato, do you know what I mean?
When I was in high school, I had a teacher who came out on the first day and she had a candle and she lit it and then she ate the candle.
To like prove her dominance.
And we were just like, wow, what the fuck? And she was like, it was a potato. She had made it wasn't actually
wax. Was it a
wax.
science teacher?
Yeah.
Oh.
Chemistry. And boy was she a hoot. We still have a dance that's named after her. This is called the Flackus.
Wow.
I feel unsafe.
But now I look like an idiot.
Disgusted by feet, Dr. Doug. After that, she didn't have a foot problem anymore.
I love to do it.
You got me like this. Ha!
15 seconds, then we get copyrighted.
Oh.
Because like we are so on tune that like they would assume we were stealing the original. Because we're pitch perfect, we can't help it.
It's actually like a defect of the ear.
It's like more of a curse than a blessing, honestly.
It really is. I can hear the wailing of a small child perfectly.
I know.
Yeah, give him a good dicing. You know what we should do? We should make a little set out of cardboard. I can paint it, and we can dress Bernie up and interview him. Like it's like a late night show thing for cats.
I love it.
We just
like this video if you want to see that.
We just need some cardboard. I've got the paints.
Yeah, that's our biggest roadblock to this happening is whether or not we can acquire cardboard.
I think that's like the hardest thing to get.
Not our own motivation.
I don't know where to just get cardboard. I do know where to get like paint.
Comment down below where to get cardboard. This is a serious question. Do not take it as a joke. It's a massacre down here.
That's what it looked like. You were just like,
The blood of the russets ran in the street. Do you want a popsicle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Popsicle break. And exactly what I need. Hi, and welcome to Popped, the show where we pop, lock, and drop it.
Ow. I paid for that. Came at a price.
Oh no. Never bite the tip.
This flavor is so good.
So is
I do
this
wish
one.
you hadn't made a tip joke. Oh no.
He, like all of us, just wants to be out in nature. I'm not even faking it because we're sponsored.
I know.
This is just really good.
Or anything better than a hot summer day is a hot summer day with a sponsorship.
Oh my god, this is gonna make my teeth so cool. The trick is to pretend they're virgins and you're offering them to the gods. You don't want to miss.
Remember that sound when you said you don't want to miss? Oh, drama.
You don't want to. Yeah, I did it better.
You don't want to miss.
That was really good.
It's time for the segment of Dice where we interview a real life animal to see how they feel about the cruelty of the meat and dairy industry.
I was just gonna ask him about how he feels about animals being portrayed in the media, and obviously,
He feels like they're being too sexualized. He feels objectified.
he's so cute though. Look at him.
But sometimes he doesn't just want to be known for his looks, you know? He wants to be known for his interest in tiny bugs or how good he is at destroying sofas.
Oh, this is my godson.
This is my real son. Biological. No, anything homo I wouldn't want to eat.
I mean, eventually, we all just came from the same. We're all just stars eating stars, I guess. It's a star eat star world
I'm
out
sure
there.
that will go well with these kinds of inspirational new age sayings. Stars eating stars, Sam's eating sesame sticks. And they have turmeric in them.
I keep coming back to these. I try to find a different way. But there they are, always waiting.
They're running low, Tan. They won't always be here.
Ugh. If we were Republicans, we'd just devour them in one shot.
Yeah.
What else is fun with friends, sometimes better by yourself to other people?
Skipping in the park.
Frisbee, boomerangs.
Making friendship bracelets.
Sex.
So I think I'm going to be doing 6 cups of water. I'll see how it looks when we get there. I'm just adding the relevant amount of seasoned vegetable base to each. I'm going to put my crock pot on high because again, nothing needs to cook. It kind of just needs to all come together. I think I'm going to do 8 cups. This doesn't look like it's going to be that much. This soup is good because the longer you have it in your fridge, the better it tastes as well. Well, I mean, like within reason, but like
It's not like a wine where you can just age it
but
for
it
decades.
tastes like better the next day kind of thing.
Okay. You don't need an eyeball to play music, you just need a heart.
Heat up some avocado oil in that pan.
Alright.
So I'm just throwing the potatoes into the broth to start soaking up that delicious flavour. Yeah, and what I've got left of this garlic red pepper seasoning, it's not very much. I'm just throwing it in there because why not? And what I've got left of my red pepper, which is also basically nothing. And I'm gonna add a tiny bit of this smoked, I don't know what this is called, smoked paprika mix. I just cook this on high to get it slightly crunchy, just so it's not too soggy if I put it straight in the soup.
One time a stranger grabbed my hands, looked at them and said, "You had a really easy life." My boy, my sweet, sweet boy.
Ooh, wasting a lot of the heat from the crock pot. I've never used this Boca crumble before and it's kind of different because it's more, it's like,
Boca-y.
it's tinier pieces, it doesn't seem to have as like bulky of a meaty texture. So I just wonder how it's going to be. I really would recommend getting the spicy beefy crumble from Beyond Meat. They have it in most Walmarts.
That's the name of my ongoing existential crisis, spicy beefy crumble.
So all we need to do now is wait about 15-20 minutes. And then once this soup is done, we're gonna shred up this kale, and then and then we can add some nutritional yeast, and then it's gonna be ready to go. I'm gonna put the nutritional yeast in now though, to get that.
Do you just kind of shred it as you throw it in, or?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay.
I think I've got about half a cup of nutritional yeast here. This is a huge recipe.
A soup is a perfect meal for a hot summer day. Get out of the sauna. Go sit in your sunroom. Sipping some soup.
Crank up the AC and just have a nice cup of soup. Okay, so let's just leave that.
What an ordeal.
Welcome back to Dice, the game of chance where nobody wins, ever. We naively thought that making this in a crock pot would be the same as making it in a big pan, a big mistake.
We gambled and we lost.
We lost hard.
So now, 24 hours later, it's finally heated up.
We're exhausted.
I'm starving.
Been awake all night.
Boy, I bet this is gonna be tasty as all get out.
Lower your expectations. I really regret putting the paprika mix in it as well.
What's that?
Huh?
What is that?
I don't know, I just like changed the flavour so much that you like lost a lot of the like original flavours that make that Olive Garden soup.
Hope no one's cooking along and feels pissed about that revelation. I always wanted to paint along with Bob Ross. You're like the Bob Ross of veganism.
Yeah, this joke is lost on me.
It's not a joke, it's the highest compliment I could give a person.
I don't love the vegetable base that we used as well. I think I prefer like the vegan stock cubes I had before. I mean, honestly, like this is worth making and you can modify it however you want.
I think there's kind of this unrealistic standard in cooking shows that the things you taste have to be good.
You have
the
to be
things
like,
you make.
It's like, no, this will sustain me.
Yeah.
This is not gross.
It's not gonna kill the animals. It's,
Yeah.
I think it's good. Like, if this was at a potluck and I scooped some up, I wouldn't be like,
Do you have a good closing joke, Tanner?
Nope.
Me neither.